I don't believe in an expiration date. And there is no question that the markers of age are meaningfully forestalled by a good diet and lots of exercise. That's unquestionably true, and I'm living proof of that.
Want to be fit and healthy even after 67? Look no further than CEO Strauss Zelnick. At 67 years old, Strauss Zelnick is in the best shape of his life, packing a strong, healthy body, all thanks to his smart food choices. In this video, Zelnick unlocks his top 5 secret foods for amazing health, a ripped physique, and living long. Plus, he'll share his simple workout routine so you can copy his success. Get ready to be inspired and learn how to turn back the clock with Zelnick's tips.
People who present themselves as healthy, attractive, fit together tend to do much better, for example, in sales situations. And I'm a salesman from way back. Can't help myself.
Growing up, Zelnick was a skinny boy, and while in high school, he started working out to gain some muscle. Still, he didn't take it very seriously until he went into college and started prioritizing workouts after a friend of his made a joke about his skinny legs. Fast forward to today. Not only is Strauss Zelnick ripped enough to have appeared on the cover of Men's Fitness magazine, but he is also the CEO of the video game company Take-Two Interactive, which produces video games such as Grand Theft Auto, and also the author of a health and fitness book titled Becoming Ageless: The 4 Secrets to Looking and Feeling Younger Than Ever. It wasn't much of an easy journey when he began his healthy dieting and fitness journey, but he remained consistent.
It didn't bother me when a friend of mine said, when we started running together, you actually look like a wounded animal. I was so impressed when he said, you don't anymore. I became willing to look awkward. I became willing to fail. I started with cycling because anyone can get on a bike and cycle. Then spin classes in the gym, like Soul Cycle. Then yoga, that was really challenging and remains challenging. Then high intensity interval training, which we will be doing at 4 o'clock today. If you want to come. Boxing at a boxing gym where no one spoke English, they still don't. Sprinting, and most recently, squash.
When it comes to being fit and in shape, Zelnick's first principle is exercise. What I suggest is, one day, take a walk for 15 minutes, and then 2 days a week for 15 minutes, and then let's add 10 push-ups before the walk. Aside from his workout routine, this CEO also says that to have come this far in his fitness journey, he also prioritized seeing his doctor regularly to get appropriate screenings and checkups, which is another part of living a good life. Zelnick has a workout group, and he begins his daily workout at 6 a.m. in the morning, and his routine includes lifting kettlebells and dumbbells above his head. After this, he engages in other variations of workout with the kettlebell, such as the kettlebell swing, kettlebell goblet squat, kettlebell deadlift, kettlebell snatch, and the kettlebell windmill. He works out about 5 different times a week, but whenever he has more time, he works out at least 11 different times a week, with each session lasting about 45 minutes to an hour. And he does a lot of cross-training and rides his bike outdoors for about an hour. Despite being a workout enthusiast, Strauss advises people to be gentle with their bodies to get maximum results.
Most fitness magazines and books make promises like, get your beach body in 4 weeks, washboard abs overnight, the best 4-minute workout. And the promise offers people something that really isn't attainable. And runs a risk actually of being counterproductive. If you say to someone, look, do this impossible task incredibly intensely every day, for 90 days, and then you'll look, like a fitness model. First of all, it's not true. Secondly, most people just can't do it.
Rather than going intensely and burning out, Zelnick says the best approach to fitness is starting with simple exercises for 10 minutes and doing it 2 to 3 times a week until the body and mind are eased into it, and then going for more reps.
If you're carrying extra weight and you haven't been to the gym for 20 years, I don't recommend you go to the gym tomorrow. I recommend you take a walk tomorrow. Maybe take a 15-minute walk, maybe not even a brisk walk, and then maybe do it again the next day. Ask yourself to take a walk a few days a week, and don't do any more than that for a few weeks. That becomes your induction. And then slowly add on to that. And when people say, and they do, no, I want results more quickly, my response is, look, you didn't get into the shape you're in now overnight. you may just have to be a little bit patient.
Zelnick also says that there are two things that make a lot of people look older than they are, and that is carrying extra weight and bad posture. Therefore, to look younger and be in the best possible shape, he engages in cardio exercises and weight-bearing exercises. And he recommends these two forms of exercise combined with a good diet for longevity.
If people think I look younger, and it's tempting to flatter oneself, I try really hard not to. It would be because, I'm the same weight that I was when I was 30 years old, and I stand up straight.
When it comes to his dieting habits, Strauss confesses to not being perfect, and there are times he would take some things that are not very healthy for his body. But he generally tries his best to eat right. He stays away from alcohol, fruit juice, sugar, fast food, fried foods, cigarettes, and refined carbohydrates. And by refined carbohydrates, he means foods such as bread and pasta. His diet is heavy on vegetables, salads, lean protein, a limited amount of whole carbs, healthy fibers, and fruits. He doesn't believe in supplements, doesn't drink caffeine, and advises against it for those with high blood pressure. He refrains from steroids as he considers it very unhealthy. Strauss gave up on alcohol when he was 57, and this was because almost every evening before he went to bed, he had a cup of scotch, which was the only alcohol he drank at the time, till he discovered that after waking up for workout the next morning, his body didn't respond positively as a result of the effect of the alcohol. So he called it quits. When he gets out of bed early in the morning, the first thing he does is drink 16 ounces of water, and he drinks a lot of water after every meal. Also, whenever he is feeling hungry, the first thing he does is drink a huge amount of water. Strauss also says a proper diet has been crucial in his health journey.
An eating program that is smart and sensible, straightforward, and doctor approved, that will give you more energy, make you more healthy, and actually cause you to lose weight.
One of the remarkable things about Strauss Zelnick is how he manages his busy schedule as the CEO of a game company and also makes time for his workouts. On this, he had this to say.
I think everyone can have 3 or 4 priorities in life. And if you think that you can be all things to all people at all times, you're kidding yourself. There's this uniquely American fantasy of having it all. And it's sort of reflected in, television commercials where you see, the super mom and the super dad and the beautiful children, and they're doing absolutely everything, and then they're still smiling and upbeat at the end of the day. And that's not true for most of us. Most of us have a lot of competing demands, and it can be very difficult to fit into those competing demands, appropriate exercise, or even, having time to make healthy food as opposed to running out for something quick to eat. So I believe that one has to own your priorities, and that means certain things won't get the attention you might like them to get. For me, priorities are my family and my friends, my work, fitness, and mentoring and charitable activities.
Sleep is another important factor for longevity, and despite his very demanding lifestyle, Strauss gets 7+ hours of sleep during the weekend, but on weekdays, he gets about 6.5 hours of sleep. He also doesn't subscribe to the idea of sleeping for very short amounts of time, as he believes it is unhealthy and crazy. And those who sleep for short amounts of time pay for it in productivity, mood, and health. He wakes up by 5 a.m. every morning and goes to bed by 10 p.m. at night on weekdays. But on weekends, he wakes up by 6:30 a.m. and starts working out by 7 a.m.
So
Sleep what?
Hygiene. So darkened room,
Oh, okay.
the right temperature, a comfortable
Am I
bed.
sleeping with a clean person?
No, having one of the things that people, I never did this before. I kept the blinds up because it was obviously dark when I
Right.
went to bed, and I get up early in the morning. But I live in New York City. There's lots of ambient
Yeah.
light. So now my wife and I keep the blinds down. The room is quite dark. You'll sleep better in a darkened room.
Yeah, and a cool room too.
And I don't keep my phone near my bed, and I try not to be on a screen before I go to bed.
Really? For how long before you go to bed?
I don't have a time constraint, but most people feel like an hour before you go to bed. But basically, I'm trying not to be highly stimulated by work or even by entertainment before I want to go to sleep.
Before he starts his daily activities, he prays and meditates, and whenever he has some free time, he enjoys reading books. According to him, one of the easiest ways to keep the brain mentally sharp and active, contributing to longevity and good health, is constantly reading and learning new things. Even as he is now in his 60s, Strauss is not allowing his age to hold him back. Rather, he hopes to accomplish even more in his 60s, 70s, and 80s. At any age, he says anything is possible.